Hey guys, it's Jessica, and today I'm going to share with you 5 drugstore products that, in my humble opinion, absolutely blow high-end products out of the water. These are not necessarily like dupes or anything like that, but they're just 5 products that, as I was getting ready this morning and pulling some things for a different video, I saw some of these and I thought, these are amazing drugstore products, like ones that I don't feel like I need a high-end version of because this one's so good. Just really quick, want to mention what's on my lips because I know a lot of people ask. This is not one of the products, however, I do love it and it is drugstore. It's the L'Oreal Colory Shine in Glossy Fawn. I feel like I should reapply. It's a very like kind of peachy neutral color. All right, into the fray. So first one that I will be repurchasing once I've used it up, which I'm about halfway done with this, is the L'Oreal Infallible eyeliners. So I think this is a new line. It's their Longwear eye pencils. They have different colors, but the black is just what I tend to use every day. Sometimes I'll use a navy. This liner is so amazing. It sharpens really, really well. It's incredibly creamy, incredibly pigmented, and I just feel like it stays in place. I can just tight line with this or even put it on and then smudge it out with a brush, and it looks so nice, so black. It smudges easily, but at the same time it'll also set if you want it to. And I think that's an awesome quality. It reminds me of the Marc Jacobs ones. I have a navy blue one of that, where it's really nice and it'll stay in place if you want it to, if you let it sit for a minute. But if you want to smudge it, you've got time to smudge it too. And I love that about an eyeliner. So for this to be, you know, at drugstore prices, that is awesome. And the fact that they have other colors too makes it really fun because then you can have really high quality liners in fun colors as well. But the black one's my personal fave just because of my own makeup preferences. It's so good. Like I have no need to go, like the Marc Jacobs one I was just talking about, I don't have it in black because I'm like, this is just as good. Why would I spend the money when I know this does just as good a job, honestly, if not better? So highly recommend. Next up is, this one's newer to me and I'm literally almost done with it. I've only had it like a month and a half. I'm like, should like slow down on that. This is from Physicians Formula. It's their Organic Wear lip treatment. Almost gone. It's kind of broken a little bit because I've been like reckless with it. I put this on every single morning. It's a very, you're not gonna be able to see it. I don't want to call it glossy because that's not the idea, but it is a lip balm. At least that's how I use it. So when I get ready in the morning, right when I sit down at my vanity, I slap this on and my lips are like, thank you. And it just moisturizes, but it's not like, you know you're wearing it, but it sinks into your skin or your lips so nicely that you don't feel like you're wearing like a really tacky lip balm or a really sticky lip balm. It's just nice. It reminds me honestly of the Sugar lip balms, but I like this better. There was something about the Sugar lip balms. They're very, very similar. I mean, honestly, they're like totally dupes. I'm sure, I would have to assume Physicians Formula was looking at Sugar and trying to like do a similar product. And the packaging, by the way, is really nice. Like it's like a, kind of like a plasticky metal. That made no sense, but if you felt it, you would know exactly what I mean by plasticky metal. I don't know what it's made of, but it's kind of got like this coating on the outside that makes it feel more like a metal, but it's definitely plastic on the inside. I don't know. It's really, really nice. And I actually like, you snap it on and then you actually twist it and it tightens completely, which I think is really cool. So nice and moisturizing, easy to use, inexpensive compared to the Sugar one. And I think I like it even better. So there you go. And by I think, I mean I know because I decluttered the Sugar one and I've been using this one like crazy. There you go. This one blew me out of the water. I'd heard a lot of you guys tell me about this and I thought, I mean, is it that good? I don't know. Like, it was just another drugstore loose powder. And I don't use loose powder every single day, so I really didn't care that much. But I finally bought it. And I am only using this loose powder currently. I don't reach for any of my other high-end ones. I've got expensive ones. I've got other drugstore ones. This is the one I still reach for. So this is the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder. I bought it in the shade 10 Fair Light. I'll have to put the shades on the screen right now because I don't know if there's a shade lighter than this. I think there might be. The packaging is actually pretty nice in the weirdest way because what I'll do is I'll just take this and then grab my big puff and flip it over onto the puff and it gets just the right amount. It somehow is not getting very messy at all, which really doesn't make sense because usually even in this packaging, loose powders do, and I really have not had any messes to clean up with this. There's something about this. It's got just a little bit of coverage and just a little bit of like life in it. Like there's no shimmer or anything, but it's not so mattifying that my skin looks dead. And that is what I like, because that's why I just stopped using a lot of powders altogether, because I'm like, it just makes my skin look dry. Like I think I'd rather look a little greasy and a little less perfect than look really, really dry and crepey. It just makes me look older in person, and I didn't want that. Well, once I tried this, I'm like, this is like the best of both worlds. So I don't know what in the world they've done differently, because like, for example, I've got like the Hourglass powder. It's okay. I've got the Milani one. It's okay. I've got Lancome by Terry, the Becca one. I like this so much better, and those are all so expensive, and I like them, and I'm still kind of using them and deciding like, do I want to get rid of maybe more of these? But as I'm still figuring that out, I use this almost every time I grab for loose powder. This is what I grab. It looks really nice. It even looks nice on my nose, and that's where things can look crazy. So especially loose powders. So if you haven't tried it and you really haven't found a loose powder you love and you can find a shade that works, I would recommend it. Next up is, I love this foundation so much. It's the number 7 Stay Perfect foundation. You can find it at Target. You can find it online. I'll link it below, as I always do. They say it's a medium coverage. Definitely agree. I think you can even build it to even more. For me, this is flawless enough. Like, I don't need any more coverage than this. And I still have imperfections to cover. It's not like I'm saying I have perfect skin. I don't. But I think it's medium is almost like, I feel like it could be medium full is what I'm saying. It's nice glass packaging with a pump. Glass not ideal to travel with, but most of us aren't traveling all the time, you know, so it's not that big of a deal. And it feels nice and it looks nice. Again, shade range is not great. I mean, this is nothing new. We know that drugstore brands, frankly, most brands need to work on shade ranges, and we're making steps in the right direction. So I'm hoping number 7 expands their shade range as well. This I have in the shade Warm Ivory. It's a little dark. I end up using a lightening drop like the Cover FX ones to lighten this. I had lighter shades, but those are like way too light. So I ended up keeping just this one and I just lightened it a little bit. Why I love this and why I think it is better than like pretty much every foundation I've tried. And I still have foundations. I know I keep going right in this drawer. I have high-end foundations I love. There's no doubt about that. Like, for example, I really like the Givenchy Photo Perfection. It's a real stupid expensive foundation. It's not high coverage though, so don't just go buying it. I need to like tell you more about this in another video. I like the Estee Lauder Double Wear Nude. But this is one of those foundations that no matter what my skin is like that day, no matter what primer I use, no matter what's going on, like if I've got flare-ups, this always looks amazing. And when I've stepped away from using it for a while, maybe I'm trying something else out, and then I grab it again and use it, every time I think to myself, why have I used any other foundation? This foundation is so beautiful on the skin. It's kind of more of a satin finish. It's not crazy matte, but it's definitely not glowy. It's right in between. And I think that's ideal for a lot of skin types, because I think even if you have oily skin, slap a mattifying primer in those areas you need it and put this on top and it's still gonna look beautiful. If you've got really dry skin, put a moisturizing primer on underneath, throw this on top. If you're a combo, you're gonna love it too. Lastly, and I try not to mention this too much, but it's so good, and I've gone through it in like 2 months, and this is like the 80th one of these I've bought. It's the Wet n Wild Single Shadow in Brule. I know some of you guys are like, okay, I'm done. I already know, but it's breaking. These are insanely powdery, but if you are near my skin tone, it is the best shadow to, like, I'll put my eye primer on, and then so that everything doesn't stick in weird places, I'll grab a fluffy brush and put this all over from brow to the lash line. And it just evens everything out. And then at the end of my eyeshadow look, I'll grab this and I'll put it on under my brow bone, and it evens that out, helps to carve out the brow without having to do all the, you know, putting concealer or things. I don't do all that. I don't have time to do all that, to be honest. So this is like my go-to. So this is their newer one. They reformulated it. They're pretty close. It doesn't really matter. If you get the old one, it's just as good. I love that old one too. Kicks up an insane amount of powder. It does. I mean, it's like comical, but I'm like, you know what? For $1 or $1.99, whatever, it cancels everything out. I mean, it's like a concealer powder. I'll even grab this sometimes, actually most times, and I'll even put it right here because it'll kind of set the concealer there, and it'll also cancel out any blueness. It's insane. It's insane. So I love this. I need to buy a new one because I hit pan on this 1,000 years ago. And like I said, I've only had this a few months and I just flew through it. I use it every single day. So those are my 5 picks, my drugstore picks that I think are absolutely better than high-end products out there. They're so good. I would recommend all of them. And I hope you enjoyed. If you did, I hope you'll check out some of my other videos. And other than that, I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.